Hey everyone, welcome to week 11. We're flying through the semester and a lot of people brought their stuff in and you're getting it fired. That's great. And we'll get it back to you as soon as we can and follow all your instructions as you're going through that. As you know, that's not a requirement. This is a non-synchronous class, but most people are getting their stuff fired and it's great, right? So we want to do everything we can so you have lasting mementos from this class and profound work that you feel good about. All right. What are we going to do this week? We're right in the middle of the funk unit, and you are going to be finishing your maquette and making the rough draft of your larger bus, which is going to be 2/3 or like 3/4 size of a regular bus, not as big. So all the information is going to be contributing to that and adding to your ability to work on that and add the content to your completed bus. All right. So along those lines, you're going to watch a video. First of all, we'll go down the list, and any one task on the list is pretty easy to do. And I try to make it to where there's one task, it's only a couple things to accomplish to complete it. It's not like you open one and it goes, oh, there's 16 things there. I think that's kind of a dirty trick. I'd rather have a longer list, but have any one thing be, okay, that's doable. I can do that this evening, in 45 minutes or an hour, and boom, done, or 10 minutes. So anyways, here's the list. You're going to watch a video on the Davis Group, which is an amazing video. You're only going to watch one little section on the Davis Group, and it tells you right where to go. It's a larger video, which is a really incredible video on the history of ceramics in America, and specifically the West Coast. But you're only required to watch part. Watch the whole thing if you want. Anything you find in there that you're interested in, if you want to do extra credit on it, be my guest. Just pitch me. Also, you're going to do that, and there's a quiz. But that one section on Davis, Arneson, and all that group of people that were teaching together up in Davis, and all the artists that came out of that as students, etc. Really important, exactly what we're talking about. So do that, take the quiz. Next, I put together a brief lecture, 15 minutes or something, on the Arneson legacy. It goes through 8 artists. I just fly through. I'm going to let you pause if you want to look more. But I'm flying through because it's a teaser. It's meant to just show you, here's these people, and here's the basics of them. What I want you to do is, first of all, get an idea about that. But also, it's just a sampling of a huge group of people that were working up in the Bay Area. It's Mark's choice of 8 that kind of represent that group. And that continue to have dramatic influence, all of them, right? But you're going to choose one artist and you're going to tell us something we don't know that we didn't learn in the video. I'm going to go over who, what, when, where. So that's kind of boring and, that's basic. We don't want to hear that again. You're going to find something juicy about them, about why they made their work. Why are they important? Why do we talk about them? Why are they in the history books? So tell us something that it helps us to get a broader understanding of that artist that you choose, right? So there's 8. You just need to choose one and tell us something new and then share it. All right. After that, that's kind of the background stuff. And just so you know, any of that information, if you find a subject that you find really interesting and you want to do more research on it for extra credit, just pitch me and we'll figure it out. You can do a presentation like this or, like a PowerPoint, just like the Arneson Legacy video. It's a PowerPoint and I'm talking to the PowerPoint. You can do it that way. 10 minutes, something really brief but succinct. So if you find a subject and you'd like to do it for extra credit, just talk to me and we'll figure it out. All right. Next, there's a video. Watch it on hollowing your maquette, your small little maquette. And that same technique that you saw of me making the maquette and then hollowing it, you can follow the same procedures to do your larger sculpture. You're going to see a bunch of ways to work with slabs, with coiling. You'll see Cristina Cordova in a 4-minute video bang out a really cool bust in 4 minutes. She's incredible. But you're going to choose how you want to work. But I'm just saying that probably the simplest way is to follow the same techniques for the maquette. Just do it bigger. You just have to make sure you hollow it out. Otherwise, it's not going to get through the firing. So you can build it solid, do all your details, but keep it moist and hollow it out. Same procedures. So you'll have to figure that one out for yourself. I'm just saying that it is a tried and true method, and it's the most forgiving because You can change things around, take them away, put them back on, and not worry too much until the very end when you hollow it out. Beep, beep. Okay. Just saying. Okay. After you've watched that video, you're going to then hollow out your bust and you're going to present it. You're going to take some pictures so we can see your bust. And right beside it in your presentation, you're going to tell us a proposed theme for your bust. And think about it. We're doing funk, right? And that has to do with like being in your own time, and you're doing something that says something about your own time, about what it means to be a human being living right now, 2000 area. It could be psychological, social, political. It could be about eating a sandwich. It doesn't need to be crazy profound, but it can be. It doesn't need to be, crazy mundane, but it can be. So it can range from, what do you want for lunch to solving, dilemmas in the Middle East. It can be all of that. It can be layered and complex, or it can be very simple. And there's artists in the lecture. If you want just elegance and beauty, just look at Wayne Thiebaud. He's not trying to be political at all. He's just making these gorgeous, gorgeous images. And then there's Richard Notkin, who's telling us all about his political views, and it's really important. So did Arneson. And there's everybody in between, people with psychodramas going on, or, really, all of it's fair game. But you're going to do more than just have a bust sitting there. It's going to be something that has a theme, a funk theme to it. So I want you to vibe on what that means. And you're going to pitch us in one word or one phrase, and we're going to then play a party game, and we're going to try to come up with ways to solve that for you. You don't need to take any of our suggestions. But we're going to see your bust, and we're going to see your idea, and then we're going to go, okay, in like 25 words, you might do this, stick this on top and put this on the side, or maybe do some research on this and put that in there somehow. And you'll get a bunch of ideas. It's fun. And, it's how people come up with new ideas. Brainstorming 101 as a group. Just, everybody relax and don't take yourself too seriously, and right? Just be polite and try to be helpful. And if that's followed, it's very beneficial and fun. Okay, that's our game for today, having to do with our maquettes and coming up with a theme for them. And you might morph what your idea actually is, but start with something. Next, you're going to respond to classmates, like I said, by giving them your 2 cents about what you would do to change their sculpture. And then, since we're all going to be working in clay, you're going to look out there for a bust construction video on like how to sculpt a head in clay. And there's a zillion of them out there. And I provide one at the very beginning on Christina Cordova. That's the 4-minute video, 4 minutes, when she just nails, just by taking a cylinder and truncating it and like darting it in and then paddles, and she's magic. Her fingers, she's magic. She's one of the most successful sculptors working right now, I think. She's just nails it. Anyways, you're going to find all different ones. So we're going to have a bunch to choose from. So you can't say that we didn't see a bunch of ways of working and a bunch of different strategies, not only for building up your basic bust form, but also how then to sculpt it. All right. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to find a video to share, and you're going to comment on a couple of them. Then I have some demos. What I want from all that is that you see a bunch of ways of working, not just, here's how Mark does it, I have to do it that way. No, you don't. I just don't want to make sure that you construct things well so they don't blow up in the firing. And I think we've gone through all those protocols about making sure the thicknesses and the seams and everything. But within that, however you want to build things is fine with me, as long as it's not too thick and the seams are put together right. Then I'll fire it for it. It'll be fine. So I want you to see a bunch of ways of working, but I will show you yet another way of building up the basic bust. And I only get it to the point where it's rough. And that's the only stage you need to get it to this time. You need to build it up, your actual bust, to the 3/4. 3/4. If here's a real size of a head, yours is going to be like 3/4, right? And if you want a neck, you want shoulders, all that kind of stuff, you get to do what you want. But don't do it full size. You want to keep it fairly small. So smaller than a maquette, but up to about 3/4 scale. And you're going to build it to the roughed out stage this week. And make sure that you cover it in plastic. Don't let it dry out. That would make you sad. Keep it workable, because we're going to keep going next week and work on details and work on your ideas, right? Okay. All right. So, computer's acting weird. All right. With that said, that's your clay work. Finish your maquette, vibe on your maquette, come up with a theme, and build your roughed out, your bust. And keep it going, and we'll talk about ideas, right? Keep it moist, and we'll talk about ideas. The very last thing is an article that is called Bizarre Art, and it's on the founding show that defined funk as an art movement in Northern California, right here in Berkeley. And it talks about it and what funk is a little bit. And it's kind of funny that the artists that were in it and represented kind of like, they were nonplussed by the show. It was like, you're trying to put a label on us, and I don't think any of us fit your label. Just kind of typically obnoxious California artists with attitude and irreverence and, opinions. They were just being themselves. Anyways, but it's entertaining. But it's kind of a telling historical look at the very first show that defined funk right here in Berkeley. So get your study guide, do the readings, and take the quiz and ace it. Okay, there's your stuff for the week. Any one thing is pretty easy to do. So I suggest you get an early start and start checking stuff off. Any one project only takes a little while, and any one project only has a couple tasks involved with it. So get an early start and start submitting things early in the week so you don't stress yourself out. If anybody has any questions or you need some help, just contact me and we'll figure things out for you, okay? There's extra credit available and all kinds of stuff if that is something you'd like to take advantage of. All right. With that said, I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing what you're producing. I look forward to seeing you guys again in the studio as you drop stuff off, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye.